on a long drive, and so you know how this goes. Whenever I'm doing something for a long time, I tend to take you all with me. So a few updates before I even get into the topic, because anytime that I have a similar question be asked by, let's say, even more than 3 people, I tend to provide feedback in a bigger audience for that. So, but before I get into that, to allow some people to jump on the live, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight into the closings and what's happening in Miami versus other places in the country. Which, disclaimer, I don't look up market stats for the country. I mean, sometimes I do, but I don't dig into it on purpose. It's just sometimes I see it when I look it up for particular neighborhoods. But around the time that the interest rates started going up in 2023, the average closings per week in Miami-Dade County was a little over 1,000. And that's been pretty consistent for the majority of the time. And every once in a while there's a dip, right? So about a month ago we saw 700 closings in a week, and then it was slowly climbing up 800, 900, whatever. And now we're back to over 1,000 closings in a week, which is pretty typical. And it means that whatever's going on in the country and the economy, a lot of the times that has an effect on the market everywhere. But Miami is like an anomaly. Miami it's so sought after. And there's so many businesses that open up out here. There's a lot of high net worth individuals that either live here, they're either moving here, or they're buying their additional real estate residences out here, or vacation homes, secondary homes, etc. And for anyone that's really having a thriving business that wants that business to go national or international, Miami is definitely one of the hot spots to make sure that they either open a restaurant or open up a museum or whatever it is, a studio, something. So business is always happening here in Miami all the time. So I share that because sometimes when I talk to people for the first time that are interested in purchasing, they tend to quote me stats and trends that are happening everywhere else in the country, but it doesn't relate to Miami. Miami's market is hot, and it's always hot, and people always want it. People always want to live out here because the weather is phenomenal. I see the sun all year round. Sometimes I'm a little bit insensitive when I'm posting on my personal page. Sometimes I'm insensitive because I'm here posting I'm at the beach, or I'm at whatever, I'm in a sundress, and people are it's freezing, I'm shoveling snow off the driveway, But that's one of the reasons why people love it. And also it's a high tourist area, which means a lot of money gets brought into Miami, and so it's a great place for businesses to thrive. There's usually big events that happen all year round out here, from Fashion Week, Swim Week, Art Basel, Ultra, the Miami Music Fest, the different boat shows, golfing tournaments. We have FIFA coming up next year, and there's just always things happening in Miami. So it doesn't die down here. There's always business going on. So yeah, everything as far as the weekly stats of what's closing, it's going right back up to normal. Over 1,000 closings a week in Miami-Dade County. There's over 1,200 people a day that move out here. So it's wild. It's just, there's always business happening. But lately I've been having people ask me questions about social media, right? I get asked different questions, and so I felt since I have a little bit of time this morning on this drive, and I take you all with me, that I'll answer some of those. So one is, how do I post daily? And some people also think that I'm really recording daily. I'm recording now because this is a live, but for not that I expect anybody to pay this close attention, but you'll see sometimes I'm wearing the same thing in 2 and 3 and 4 different videos. So what I do a lot of the times is, whatever day that I'm dedicating, whatever time slot to my business, I record during that time. And think about it, a reel is under 90 seconds, right? Which is short form content. It's under 90 seconds. So you only have to film for a few minutes to get 90 seconds worth of content. And 90 seconds is often too long for people's attention span. So 30 seconds a lot of the times is a sweet spot. So lately you've been hearing in some of my videos, I talk faster, I speed up the speed on the reels, things like that. Because lately those are performing better. But what stops an aimless scroll? It's things like this, when you jump online and you talk to your audience, right? Because there's only so much of looking at aimless things that you're going to look at. There's only so many house tours you're going to look at. If you're not buying a house, do you really care? You know, a lot of the times if a house is really aesthetic, like it's beautiful, then people will look at it for reasons other than just buying. Like they'll look at it for, oh, I want to renovate my bathroom. Let me see what those bathrooms look like. Or, I'd love to own a beachfront one day, but you know, I fear that the property won't have something I need. And so they'll look at it for other reasons, which is why home tours are still important. But it shouldn't be everything, right? And so what I'll do is on a particular day, I'll record, no kidding, like maybe 5 minutes worth of content. And at 5 minutes worth of content, I have 4 days to put out reels, and I schedule them. So I'm honestly not recording all the time, but people will see posts every day. There are days, dude, I'm retired. Like I'm retired from the military. Worked hard when I was in the military. I'm retired now, and I don't want to work every day, and I don't. That's just what it is. I really don't. So when I record and it posts my content every morning, there's still a reminder to people that I'm still here and I'm still in the business and I'm still able to service whenever you do decide to reach out. Now, I am not an influencer. I own a business. There's a difference. Influencers post for different reasons. They do care about the follower count. They do care about the like count. They do care about how often it gets saved and shared, because they are influencing. And so they're doing things to hopefully, I assume, get picked up and get paid for promotions and sponsorships and things like that. Those are influencers. They want to influence you to buy whatever or do whatever that they're, I guess, selling or promoting or whatever they're doing, right? I own a business. So my reason for posting often is so that there's a library, a place where people that have never met me before, that are unsure about whether or not they want to hire me, they're able to go to any platform of mine and go on there and see, right? They can see the properties. I have an array of properties that I sell. So sometimes it's a distressed property, it like physically distressed is what I mean, to where I help investors find properties to flip, right? And those are not beautiful properties. So, I mean, aesthetically beautiful properties, I will still post them, right? I'm not here trying to pretend to have an image that I don't have, or I'm not like, oh, I'm in Miami and I'm only doing luxury, which is not true. No, I'll do a little bit of everything. So I'll post those, I'll post rentals, I'll post purchases. I do help the military community a lot here in Miami. I am the military veteran expert here in Miami. And anyone that says that I'm not, call me. I will put my business behind it, because I absolutely am. So if you're in the service or you're retired or whatever the case is, and you're going to buy in Miami, like, you got to call me. But I do that as well. And then there's some luxury too, and I have some good ones coming up with that. I can't wait to post. So the purpose for me with social media is so that anyone that's wondering if they should hire me or not, I want them to have a place where not only do they see the properties that I work on, but they also hear me speaking like this, so that they can know whether or not I'm a good person to help sell their property. Can I articulate myself well? What do I care about? What do I not? Do I have some personality? Because sometimes there's silly stuff that I put on there as well. So for me, it's not about the likes. It's not about the saves. It's not about the shares. What I pay attention to when I post content is my non-follower reach. That's what matters to me, because I want to reach people that don't know me. And so if the non-follower reach is growing, I'm happy. Don't care what it looks like on my page. So for this, I think it shows me the last 30 days. So my non-follower reach right now is 18,000. That makes me happy, right? And then for each reel, I'll go into the analytics and I'll look at who is it reaching. If I have a 90% follower reach, then I look for those videos that have a higher percent of a non-follower reach, and that's really what I try to cater to. So I'm very strategic with my social media, and I want to reach more people, because I'm not an influencer, I'm a business owner. And so I want people that don't know who I am to look at my videos and be like, okay, I'm going to hire her. You know what I'm saying? And that's really my purpose. So likes, whatever, I mean, I appreciate them, and of course I'd like them, but that's not what drives my content. it's there for the people that, you know what I mean, that need to see, do I hire her or do I not? Also, I've been on the client side before I got into real estate, and I've always looked up my real estate agents, and I've never once friended their accounts, and I've never liked their content. The reason why is because I wanted a very professional line to be drawn. So not that it matters, like if you follow me and then use another agent or whatever, it's not a big deal to me. But that was kind of like my thought process on the client side. Now, I will tell you that the reason why I will still post whether it appears that it's performing well or not is because just last week, as an example, I did a showing, and I took somebody that I never met before through a condo, right? Through a condo building, and we were looking at different condo residences within the building. And when we were done looking at the properties from the purchase, I was like, hey, would you like to see what the amenities are in the community? And she was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. She's like, I went on your Instagram and I saw it. She's like, I saw you post the amenities for the community and thank you. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is somebody that I had never met before the showing. And she did do her homework. She went on there and she noticed. Now, I have another client that called me once and was like, hey, can you get in touch with this agent? I'm really thinking about doing new construction versus a resale. And it seems like this agent is like, that's what they specialize in. Working in real estate, I knew that no, we all cover everything. So like, there's no specific license for that, or So anyway, so that the client would know that I'm not gatekeeping. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll call her. I called her and she's like, I don't have a single new construction listing. I just posted that for marketing. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'm not a hater. But I say that to say that the clients do look. They do look us up. They do see what our work is. They are paying attention. And so do I continue to post? Absolutely. It's great for my business and it's great for partnerships. I have businesses that also reach out to me that say, would you like to partner on this or would you like to partner on that? So I can't wait. I cannot wait to get that waterfront estate, that waterfront mansion, because I have artists, I have different people that want to collaborate and they're just on hold. And I like it because they'll reach out to me like, do you have one yet? Do you have one yet? I want to, and I'm not going to say it, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait because the support is crazy. I network and I've been networking from day one. So like the connections that I have are amazing. I need the properties to now match my network. You know what I'm saying? So it should come soon. But yeah, hopefully some of my explanation behind social media answers the questions, because I've been getting them from quite a few real estate professionals. Why do you post every day? How do you post? Where does the ideas come from? How do you know what to say? I follow the analytics and I look at what reaches non-followers the most. And when I see that whatever, then that's what I use for my business. All right. I hope that helps. When you're ready to sell your property, you call me. Send me referrals for your friends that live in Miami or want to move to Miami. And if you're in service or a veteran, you better be using me and not anybody else. I'm telling you, because I'm the one that knows. All right, bye guys.